Hey, it's Nikita representing Black Script Studios. Today's topic is going to be on Black women and single motherhood. I know this topic is a pretty sensitive topic as most single Black mothers don't really like to speak about it as it pertains to them. But I basically want to come on here and be a voice for the voiceless. And what I mean by that is young Black girls who are growing up in today's society without a Black male figure or a father in general. I do want to give you a little bit about my background. I was raised by a single mother, so I am a product of a single Black mother. So I have 5 siblings, 3 younger brothers and 2 older sisters. So I'm kind of like the middle child. And my mother, she did work 2 to 3 jobs to support us. And our fathers were not actively in our lives like they could have been, as they should have been. So I was left to pretty much raise myself on my own and figure life out for myself. I really believe that I'm really proud of myself as far as I've come, because I really don't know how I did it. I really don't. I guess I'm just blessed. Because my mother, she was not really around that much. She did the best that she could for us. So I respect my mother. I love my mother so much for everything that she's done. But I do know how my life could have been impacted had I had my father in it. So I'm not going to ignore that. I won't ignore that. So I do want to respectfully say I respect all mothers. I respect single mothers, single Black mothers, because I know as women, as Black women especially, it can feel that we have the burden of the world on our shoulders and no relief. And that breaks my heart, because we deserve so much better. We are so much better. And I am not making this video to tear any woman down, any single mother down. This is really to educate ourselves and for self-development, really, and to educate the voiceless, which are our young Black girls. So Black women and single motherhood. I did break this video down into 5 main topics with subcategories. And I know that the first topic is going to be a little harsh for some of you to accept, but it kind of is what it is. Single motherhood is a choice. Yes, I said it. Single motherhood is a choice. And like I said, I'm speaking from the inside of a situation, which is single motherhood. And what I mean by it being a choice is you choose who you lay down with, if it is consensual. If it is consensual, you choose who you sleep with and who you give your body to. And usually us as women, while we're dating, we can usually tell the character of a man and his character as a would-be father or a potential father, usually before we lay down with them. We can kind of tell, just by their demeanor, their conversation, and their intellect, whether they will be a good candidate as a father. And we usually are very keen on a man and his characteristics. And women are stimulated mentally before we are physically. So we have to just do better with choosing men and choosing a good partner and not staying wrapped up in these toxic relationships. And I do talk a little bit more about toxic relationships and how to let go in one of my other videos. I'll leave the link in the subject box. And also there's ways to prevent single motherhood. We live in a day and age where we have so many contraceptives, birth control, the pill, and there's also inserts that you can, have inserted if you want to avoid pregnancy. Also, there's celibacy, abstinence, And the good old-fashioned condoms. I know a lot of people don't like them nowadays, which I could never understand, but hey, to each his own. But condoms, you don't have to even worry about birth control, just a condom. But I know condoms aren't 100% effective, but they're more effective than no condom at all. So now that we've realized and we've discussed, single motherhood, and that it is actually a choice if you are having consensual sex, and I want to emphasize consensual sex. But and my second point, single motherhood, it doesn't just impact you as the mother. Even though you are carrying all of the load, most of the load, you have to realize that residual does trickle down on your children. A child can become confused when their father isn't around, especially if they have friends and they see their friends with their fathers, and then they begin to question themselves internally, like, where's my father? Am I loved? Why isn't he around? Why is it just my mom? Kids have a million questions. They're not, they realize what's going on. They see exactly what it is. And that can really be detrimental to their self-esteem, because then they start to feel like no one cares about them. Even though you can love your child, and I'm pretty sure you will love your child, and you do love your child as much as possible, they need that love from their father as well. They need both. And when we rob our children from fathers or from their fathers, we're stealing valuable life lessons from them that a father is supposed to instill in their child. And what I mean by that is for girls, for instance, most fathers are representations of what most daughters look for in a mate, if they're good fathers. And that's basically how to find a provider, how to find a leader for your household and for your future family, and how a man should love a woman, and how to have security within yourself, and to realize that that you are the prize and a man is lucky to have you. A father instills that in his daughter early on, so she can know the type of man that she should be going after. And we drop the ball a lot of the times, and that's why we trickle back down and we go all the way around back to single motherhood, which is the subject of this video. And for boys, for our little precious black boys, our precious black boys, we rob them of that father bonding, and the father is what teaches their little boys how to be a provider, how to be a leader and a man of your household, and how to lead, really just how to lead, and how to choose a wife, a good wife, and a good mother for your children. Oh, how we need more. We need more of our precious black boys to grow up and to be leaders and providers. I love we have to really develop our men. We have to develop our men. We have to just do better, really do better. And my and mental health, I want to touch base on that a little bit. Mental health, because like I said, your child can be depressed, low self-esteem, they don't feel valued, they feel alone. That missing your father can really do something to your mental health, because you feel that you're just not valued. No one cares about you. You're here and you're just alone. And it's sad to see, but I see it oftentimes. I see it so often. And my third point is financial illiteracy. We as women or single fathers, we were not raised to, or we were not meant to have a single household or a single parent household. You are only one person. You cannot stretch to be the mother, the father, the provider, be at all of your children's shows because you have to work. We weren't meant to stretch ourselves so thin. So thin. We weren't meant to stretch ourselves so thin to the point where we can't even be a present in our child's life because we're struggling with bills. And that becomes our major concern, is we forget about the development of our child. It becomes how to survive. We are surviving at this point. We're no longer, living. It's how to survive. It's sink or swim. Because we're so immersed in paying bills and trying to keep a roof over our child's head that we forget to be their mother. We forget to be their parent. Because that comes second to a house, to food, to clothes on your back. Because we're trying to survive and we can't flourish in motherhood because we're too busy trying to be Superwoman. Superwoman needs her Superman. She needs her Superman. And then, we aren't able to teach and prepare our child for adulthood and career development because we're so overwhelmed with the stress of life and single motherhood that everything else takes a back burner. Everything else takes a back burner. We're like, we just want to provide for our child, make sure they have it, and that's it. And then, you eventually, which brings me to my fourth point, you begin to resent your child because you're working so hard just to provide that you can sometimes resent your child because how much you have to sacrifice, even though your child did not ask to be here. And then you start to be resentful towards your baby's father, who you chose, if it's consensual, to sleep with. And then you just become bitter. You hear that a lot. Bitter black woman. Why are we so bitter, right? We become resentful to life because of all of its struggles that essentially we could have avoided. Yes, accountability. It's beautiful, right? And my last point, generational curse. We trickle, if we continue going on the path that we're going on, this generational curse will not be broken. You have to be the one to break your family's generational curse. Say no more. No more. I will not be a single mother. I will not raise my child by myself. I will not be financially illiterate. If we do not acknowledge our own personal families, family generational curses, how are we supposed to break them if we don't acknowledge it? If we ignore it, how do we face it? So acknowledge it. Acknowledge that I am a single mother, or I would like to avoid being a single mother. So these are the steps I'm going to take, right? And if you don't know, generational curses basically are patterns that us as Black people or people go through, which can be detrimental to our future family or future generations after we're dead and gone. It's passed down from family to family, whether that be single motherhood, low self-esteem, financial illiteracy, being a low performer in life, not wanting much, living a simplistic, simple, broke life, just not really chasing your dreams and your passions, just playing it safe, being afraid to go out and get it. That's generational curses, or examples of generational curses. And I don't plan on coming on my videos without solutions to heavy topics that I discuss. So I do have solutions and I do have advice. So first I want to talk to our mothers, because I love our mothers, our single Black mothers. We are so strong. But we have to forgive ourselves for the lives that we chose for our children. Love yourself and love your child immensely. And acknowledge what life or what you've done to your child and apologize. And talk often to your child and let them know that you love them and that you'll do whatever you can for them. But do not continue going on the same path. Figure out how to break that generational curse. Do not let it fall onto your child. Please break it. And stop dating men who cannot be fathers to your child. I seen a tweet or a meme the other day. A single mother, she had asked someone she was dating for $20. And instead of him just giving the $20, it was for her child's field trip, right? She asked him for $20 for her child's field trip. And instead of him just giving her $20, I mean, it's $20, he said, no, ask the child's father. Those are the type of men that we have to stop dealing with. If you're going to love me, you're going to have to love my child as well. It's a full package, sweetheart. You love me, you have to love my child. And if you can't accept that, then bye. Trust me, there's men who will do it. Look at Sierra, okay? Look at Sierra. There's men who will do it, and those are real men. And then for our women who don't have children, or young Black ladies who do not have children, educate yourself. Educate yourself on your family's generational curse, if there is one. Educate yourself on what you want in a partner. Educate yourself on contraceptives if you don't want to have children, or other methods on preventing pregnancy. And love yourself. Love yourself to know that I will not fall in line with the statistics of single Black motherhood. Try that. Educate yourself, love yourself, and prevent it. And I know a lot of men can persuade you, like, no, I don't want to use a condom. It feels better without the condom. Baby, if a man says that to you, run. If he cannot provide and you don't see him as a father, run. All right, so that's all I have today. I don't want to drag this video out any longer. So yes, I just wanted to get on here and discuss single motherhood and my thoughts and my opinions. And again, this is not to bash any women. I love women. I love mothers. I love single mothers. I love single Black mothers. I just want us to be smarter. I want us to win collectively. And the only way to win collectively is by having these hard conversations. All right. So tell me what you think, your opinion. Tell me your generational curse that you have with your family, or that your family faces. Tell me, I want to hear your different generational curses and how you plan to be the outlier and to step outside of the box and to be different and be the winner in your family. All right. Much love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Have a good one.